Bust out your aviator glasses and your leather jackets, people. We're going back to the 80s and the Top Gun era with the latest Devblog from War Thunder, the F-14A Tomcat. This, and I just feel guilty not even having a pair of aviator glasses to celebrate this moment. I mean, it's just wrong, and I apologize in advance that there are no aviator glasses for me to wear. Anyway, good evening. I am Old Dead Man, your host. We have got tons and tons of War Thunder news today. And the biggest one is the announcement of the F-14 Tomcat coming to War Thunder as the F-14A early. And this is going to be an exciting aircraft. Their dev server's already open. I don't even have the ability to fly it because there just happens to be another airplane between me and it. But let's take a look at what we got and go through the details. We're going to go through the history, then we're going to go through the tech specs, and then we're going to finish off with what it looks like in War Thunder, and then we'll look at, as the final part, we'll take a look at it in the dev server so you too can see what it looks like. Understanding, it's a dev server. It will not be the final numbers or anything. In fact, I would guarantee that with the dev server this early, it will be bugged and it will have trouble and it will be wrong. So let's go through it. The Grumman F-14 Tomcat was a carrier-capable supersonic variable sweep-wing fighter aircraft designed for the U.S. Navy. This two-seat twin-engine fighter first flew in December 1970, with first deployment aboard USS Enterprise in 1974. Not this Enterprise, this Enterprise. Replacing the F-4 Phantom, the Navy used the platform as an air superiority fighter, interceptor, and for tactical aerial reconnaissance. Later in its life, the F-14 was upgraded with additional modern hardware to carry out precision ground strike operations. The United States retired the F-14 from service in 2006, leaving only Iran as the remaining operator of the famous and venerable aircraft. During its service with the U.S. Navy, the F-14 participated in many conflicts, including the American withdrawal from Saigon, Libya, Lebanon, Somalia, Operations, Desert Storm, Deliberate Force, Allied Force, Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, and the war in Afghanistan. If there was some place where the U.S. was projecting power, the F-14 was there. The F-14 shot down Su-22 fitters and MiG-23 floggers over the Gulf of Sidra, dodged SAMs over Somalia, and chased Iraqi fighters across the skies of Iraq, with nothing more than their radar driving the enemy away. In fact, the AWG-9 radar was so powerful it would touch off the radar warning receivers really early, and so as soon as they'd see it, they'd turn tail and run and get out of the area. One F-14 was shot down over Iraq, with both pilot and RIO officers successfully ejecting. During Operation Desert Storm, the last F-14 air kill in U.S. service was an Mi-8 helicopter shot down with an AIM-9 Sidewinder. Its final combat mission was dropping a bomb over Iraq in February of 2006. In 2009, the United States shredded the remaining F-14s after a few years in storage to prevent Iran from acquiring spare parts for their own aging airframes. There are still a variety of these aircraft on display as gate guardians and the like, and that type of thing, but you're not going to see any coming back into service anytime soon, that's for certain. The only foreign purchaser of the F-14 was Iran, during the period when the Shah of Iran was an ally of the United States. The first F-14 was delivered to Iran in 1976, with the last being delivered in 1979, around the time the Shah was overthrown. A total of 79 were delivered, and in fact, many years later, Iran kind of demanded an F-14 to fulfill out the last one of their original 80 aircraft order. Needless to say, we said no. The delivered units only had the classified avionics replaced and were otherwise fully current and high-tech aircraft at the time. Iranian Tomcats were credited with at least 50 air-to-air victories in the first 6 months of the Iran-Iraq War. In the 1980s, Iran did lose several F-14s in air combat, with one being credited to an Iraqi MiG-21 BIS, 3 to MiG-23 MLs, 1 to a MiG-25 PDS, and 4 to French-made Iraqi Mirage F-1 EQ fighters. Iran, for its part, claimed a total of at least 160 Iraqi aircraft downed by Iranian F-14s during this time. The F-14 appears to have been a favorite among Iranian defectors, with one actually shot down while attempting to defect to Iraq by an Iraqi missile. Two others successfully defected, with a third defecting to the Soviet Union. Iran continues to operate the vehicle, though exact numbers of operational F-14s, that's just not really possible to estimate. They continue to develop or modify weapons for use on the Tomcat, including the Fakor 90 missile. F-14s come in three official variants, the A, B, and D models. A C model was proposed but never apparently developed. The A model in-game, which is an A early, is the initial design that was delivered for service, with 478 sent to the U.S. Navy and 79 sent to Iran. The last 102 of the A model were delivered with an improved variant of the Pratt & Whitney TF30P414A engine. The F-14A was 62 feet 8 inches long, 16 feet tall, wingspan at a maximum spread of 64 feet 1 inch, and weighed in at 40,100 pounds empty weight. The twin Pratt & Whitney T30P412A engines produced 20,900 pounds static thrust each for a top speed of 1,544 miles per hour, or about Mach 2.34. It could climb at 30,000 feet per minute to a maximum ceiling of 55,000 feet. Armaments included M61 20mm cannon, 4 AIM-7 Sparrows and 4 AIM-9 Sidewinders, or 6 AIM-54 Phoenix with 2 AIM-9 Sidewinders. It was crewed by 2 men, a pilot, and a radar intercept officer. In War Thunder, the F-14A Tomcat will be joining the U.S. Rank 7 Naval Jet Fighter tree, complete with its iconic good looks, virtual aviator glasses, variable swept wing, oodles of air-to-air missiles, and a few ground strike options such as unguided bombs and rockets. I've already pulled up the F-14A early in the War Thunder dev server. Understand, again, this is the dev server. You can see the specifications over here, and again, these will be changing. We all know that, but it gives you a rough idea. 2191 kilometers per hour, 16,764 meters top max altitude, 24.9 second turn time, and I'll bet you that's pretty close to correct. Let's take a look at the modifications here so you can take a look at what that's going to look like. We have a variety of weapon options here, including bombs and a variety of air-to-air missiles, AIM-9Ds, AIM-54As, AIM-9Hs, AIM-54As, AIM-7Fs. Just a ton of different options, including one multi-purpose loadout. It will likely be released with the new mixed loadout options, but you just never know with Gaijin. At this point, it doesn't show it. It also has standard countermeasures. The 20mm cannon looks garden variety. It has the same penetration from my eye that most of the other US 20mm cannons have. And that's really the quick summary of what the F-14A early looks like on the dev server. It's a pretty aircraft. Looks very, very nice. Interesting camo. There are no other camos currently in the dev server, from what I understand. But, I'll bet you'll find plenty as time goes forward. Obviously, Gaijin is trying to tie in with the sentiment that's associated with the new Top Gun Maverick movie being released. So, I've heard good things about it so far, have not seen it yet. If you've seen that new Top Gun Maverick movie, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. And also, give me an idea what you think of them adding the F-14A to War Thunder. It might be just a touch early, but we'll see what Gaijin does. In the end, we're all going to be playing it for quite some time to come. All right, that's everything for today. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in a cockpit in War Thunder. During its service... Okay, there we go.